Hey guys, I'm Larry Wheels and I'm an entrepreneur. Before becoming an entrepreneur, I worked a few jobs. I was a security guard, I was a personal trainer, a waiter, and I was living at home with my mom, okay? I was living in the Bronx, Fordham Road, not the best area. I was taking public transportation. So of course, for me, my lifestyle has improved a lot since then. The biggest reason I became an entrepreneur was to free up my schedule. I follow a few inspirational entrepreneur pages on Instagram, and one thing they have in common is they say you need to be prepared to work 12-hour days and 60-hour weeks. And that is true, but I believe that's true before you become an entrepreneur, because you need to be able to generate some wealth, and so that you can have the resources you need to become an entrepreneur. You need to have, of course, a source of income. You can't just go straight to entrepreneurship and pursuing your passion. So you do have to do some grunt work in the beginning. But once you actually become an entrepreneur, the best part about it is that you don't have to work 60-hour weeks. You're not a slave to anybody. You can make your schedule as you please. And for example, at the moment, I'm working roughly 20 hours a week, and a large amount of that time is simply done doing what I love to do best, which is training and documenting my lifestyle. A few examples of income revenue streams I have is YouTube ad revenue, brand endorsements on YouTube, and also have Team Person Record, and we do lifting gear, we do supplements, clothing, and accessories. So that's just a few revenue streams I have coming in. That changes from time to time. If I have an opportunity for a new revenue stream, I always take it. I'm always seeking out more and more revenue streams to create longevity, because I know there's a small window I have for example, merchandise for YouTube. Can't be relevant doing this forever. I don't want to be Mr. PR for the rest of my life, so I'm working hard to create a future for myself once I'm in my late 30s, 40s, and so on. Recently, I saw an opportunity with arm wrestling. I created King of the Table, which is a promotional arm wrestling event, and we're in association with WOW, which is one of the best arm wrestling leagues in the world. And I got a couple of the best arm wrestlers in the world, myself, to be a part of it as well. It's arm wrestle here in Dubai at the Conrad, and it was a pay-per-view match, and it exceeded expectations by far. So we will be doing more of it, and it can become much like a quarterly thing. And so that's my latest new addition to my source of revenue. All right, guys, so Team Person Record is my bread and butter at the moment. We started back in 2018. I moved to LA, and I had an opportunity to do my own merchandise. At the time, I had a sponsor for lifting gear, clothing, and supplements. However, compared to, let's say, just 2019, a few months after, I took that opportunity to have my own merchandise. I wasn't getting paid very much at all. It was an offer that was too good to be true. It was somebody who was already doing his own merchandise. He was already doing what I'm doing now. He had lifting gear, supplements, he has clothing, he has all the above, and he was giving me numbers, and I was looking at these numbers and thinking, wow, like, this is too good to be true. Like, is he manipulating these numbers? Like, how is he doing this? Of course, I was very intrigued. So I decided to drop my sponsors and do my own thing as he was. So under his wing, he gave me a lot of guidance, and he put me in touch with the people to help me get everything together myself. And it's just been smooth sailing since then. The business has been slowly but steadily growing, and we have customers all over the world. At the moment, there's only a warehouse in LA, but let me backtrack. So in 2018, we started only with t-shirts, and then little by little, we expanded to shirts, and then pants, and shorts, and joggers, and this and that. And then little before I knew it, we now sell just about everything that you can think of in fitness, that's fitness related, you know, between lifting gear, clothing, supplements, and we have more things coming as well. We even have shoes now, so it's constantly expanding, and I'm receiving an enormous amount of support from my audience. So thank you guys if you guys are watching this 3 years later, and it's going very, very well. All right, guys, here we have the sample shelf. So I keep a variety of things here at the house. I don't like to wear my own merch more than 3-4 times over. I like to always keep myself looking fresh, because I'm the biggest ambassador for my own merch, of course, so it always needs to look clean and crisp. Here we have a few examples of the merch. This is just a small preview of everything we have available on Team Person Record. There are shirts, gear, sweaters, long sleeves, tanks, stringers, supplements, belts. There's a lot more than that even. I'm just giving you guys a quick breakdown. But my favorite, I like to keep it simple. I'm usually wearing black on black, head to toe. Just a plain black t-shirt. This is my go-to. I wear this nearly every other day. Whether it's the gym or I'm going out, this is usually my outfit. It's black shirt, black joggers. But of course we have more than just that. We even have cut-off hoodies. So we try and stay with the trends, basically. But me, myself, usually black on black. I came to Dubai in 2019, and then about 6 months later or so, I started to realize that the strength community here, the fitness community here was ever growing. There are dozens of incredible gyms, and I saw an opportunity to expand here. So that's exactly what I did. And with the help of Virtuzone, I was able to get my business registered here in as little as 2 weeks, open a business account, and now I'm officially a resident and business owner here in the UAE. In only 2 weeks, I was able to get my business registered here in the UAE. Prior to doing it, I was told that it's a lengthy process, it's tedious, it's expensive, but none of that was true. It was actually reasonably affordable. And I had a couple of people that I was in touch with to answer any questions that I had, and I had a lot of questions because, of course, registering a business, you do need a lot of attention to detail, and you want to ask lots of questions. So the attitude at Virtuzone was very friendly and welcoming. Sometimes when you're asking questions, you may feel like, well, you should know this already, but that wasn't the case at all. So I felt welcome to ask questions and encouraged to. I highly recommend using Virtuzone, whether you want to become resident here or you want to open a business here. This is going to be the place to do it. So I've managed to balance my lifestyle with how I'm an entrepreneur by just having a healthy lifestyle. And that means being disciplined. That means I also need to be accountable for my schedule. So I have Adam, my videographer / my manager. He helps keep everything in check, making sure I don't forget about appointments or things that I have scheduled. So organization is very important. But my lifestyle at the moment, I wake up, I have breakfast, I train, I go back home, I sleep, I repeat. It's very simple, but it's a lot of filming. So in Dubai, there's a lot of influencers who come through, and I take the opportunity whenever it arises to collaborate with influencers from over the world. And being in Dubai, it's a hub for that. So I have lots of opportunities for collaboration. The biggest challenge is definitely discipline, money management. So not going out and having a good time when the next day you have to film, you have to go to work, and money management. The cash flow is very up and down. Some month it may be triple what it was the previous month or a fraction of what was, for example. So it's very difficult to budget accordingly, and you can't really make big purchases without a lot of time and thought going into it because you don't know what that cash flow may be. So finding like the happy medium where you have a budget set aside for your lifestyle without going crazy splurging if you have a really good month is a big challenge, right? Because if you work a 9 to 5, you have a fixed income for years, for example. Whereas if you're an entrepreneur, you may earn $5,000 one month and $50,000 the next month and then $2,000 the next month. So it's just very up and down. And that's by far, I think, the biggest challenge is budgeting and not constantly trying to upgrade your lifestyle every time you have a good month. If you're an aspiring entrepreneur and you're currently working a 9 to 5 or you're a university student, I recommend you surround yourself with other entrepreneurs, mentors, because along the way I've encountered several people who have helped me structure my entrepreneurship to what it is today. One hand washes the other, and ask lots of questions, and again, surround yourself with like-minded individuals, people who aren't working a 9 to 5, people who are doing what you want to do in the future, right? And not exactly follow in their footsteps, but they have already paved the way, so there's a lot you can learn from a mentor, you know, and I have several of those along the years. Discipline and organization is second to none. Get a to-do list, get a whiteboard at home, set goals. You know, this is probably like a broken record, it's been said before, but organization is very important. The last thing you want to do is oversleep and miss a really important meeting opportunity, and always be on time, be 5 minutes early for everything. First impressions are the most important. So if you have an important meeting and you want to leave a good impression, always get there early. Nobody wants to wait on you. There's a lot more things I could say about what you can do best to become an entrepreneur, but I think these are the basics. These have made the most impact for me. And on this note, I want to say no risk, no reward. So don't be afraid to take risks, because it'll feel worse if you look back and say, I wish I did this, then you did and you failed. At least you tried.